And next we have The Forsaken God, The Realms, Book 5, an epic LitRPG series written by C.M. Carney. It is 476 pages, $3.99. It is available on Kindle Unlimited. And here's the author's description. The Realms continue in this epic sequel to the bestseller Barrow, King and Scourge of Souls. We could end this war before it begins. Gryph thought freeing his sister Brynn from the shackles of the High God would be the end of his mission, only to learn it was just the beginning. Tasked with building an army for the resistance, Gryph quickly realizes it will never be enough to curb the High God's despotic quest to control the realms. Victory seems hopeless. But then, a long-buried secret resurfaces and a desperate plan is hatched. The survival of the realms is in Gryph's hands. If he fails, billions of souls will suffer a fate worse than death. Can Gryph uncover the mystery of this past life in time to save the realms, or will his actions hand victory to the High God? There you go. This is the beginning of the next arc in the series. This is book number 5 in the series. And so this sets up the big villains for the arc, the Chaos Lords. They're the big bads. However, that's only kind of teased here. Most of the story is devoted to a smaller story where Gryph and his group search for the forgotten god who may know how to remove a god's power. Only Gryph's group isn't the only one searching for this god and the power, and the first one to find him was going to win the conflict between the High Gods and Gryph. The novel continues to bring in new magic, new companions, new interesting stories. There's good action, a more intimate story. Some places in this series got really epic, like big, like hundreds of thousands of people big, and thankfully that was hard for me to do it personally. This is a much more intimate story. It's really just the main character and his group of characters, and so I can remember everybody's name and who's in this group, and it's always like if I can't remember everybody's name, it's probably too big of a cast for me personally. But this one is, again, a lot more intimate, so I could care about each character. I could see what they're developing, and I like that about this particular story. There's also some nice twists in the storyline that were really well done. Overall, I had a good time with it. There's one small annoyance, I think, that was just on a technical level. Like, there is a ton of RPG mechanics and character progression stuff and pages of ability and level options all together in one shot. And it's with the introduction of a new character, a new pet character. And it was so kind of squished together in one place that it took up like 5% of this novel. And this is not a small novel. This is almost 500 pages. And so that it's a pretty significant chunk of, in one section that I was like, oh, this is a lot even for me. And I love that kind of stuff. So that small little note. Overall though, entertaining read. I enjoyed it. I look forward to reading the next book. Good score 7.3 out of 10. That's The Forsaken God, The Realms, book number 5, an epic LitRPG series with a score of 7.3 out of 10. Oddly enough, the novel with just about the highest score of the episode. So there you go.